This is just beautiful. The whole entire lake is frozen. And we got snow snowing down. It's so cool, especially with the sun out while it's snowing. It's super neat. You know, I was sitting in my apartment the other day and God just told me to come out here today. And I didn't really know why, but just listened to him, and it ended up being super beautiful out here. The reason that I came out here was to talk about something that's been on my mind, and hopefully it will help somebody watching this. Here recently, I've started to understand the real meaning of faith, of what faith really is. We all know the saying that faith is believing in the unseen, knowing that God is going to do what he promised. He's going to come through. But I think that there's a deeper meaning to it that a lot of people, even myself, neglect. And that is to be content with how your life is right now. To allow what is happening in your life to unfold, and to let go of anything that you're attached to, anything that you want out of life. I've learned that the only thing that we should focus on here is aligning ourselves with God and living for God and to please God and to share his light and his glory with everybody. That is the only thing that we should be doing here. For a very long time, I have attached myself to certain things in this life, things that I want, things I want to achieve, have, how I want my life to be. And people will get confused because they hear that God has given them a purpose here and he has promised something for us, and to follow our hearts, follow that calling. And that is true. God has a purpose for you. God has a plan for you. There's a reason that you're here. Even if it doesn't feel like it right now, you're here for a reason. But if you attach yourself to an outcome, you're setting yourself up for failure. Because when you want something so bad, the enemy will start to lie to you and tell you that where you are right now isn't good enough. What you have right now isn't meant for you. The position that you're in right now isn't a good position. And this is a lie. It's okay to have a desire in your heart. It says in the Bible that God will give you the desires of your heart as long as you believe in him, believe that it will be done, to have faith. But faith can't be achieved if you're attached to an outcome, if you're not content with how your life is right now, the position that you're in right now. Because whatever position that you're in right now might seem bad. It might seem like the worst position that you could be in. But understand that there's a reason that you're in that position. And that position that you're in is setting you up for your desires, for what God has promised you. And so that we should always be content with the now. You know, I'm sitting here right now climbing this mountain, and I'm not upset because I'm not at the top of the mountain yet. I'm enjoying the climb. I'm enjoying this hike. That's why I came out here. Even though it's hard, even though I'm hungry, I'm cold, I'm enjoying myself right now. I'm not gonna wait until I'm at the top of the mountain. Faith cannot be achieved if you're not content with where you are right now. We all know the saying, to let go and to let God. And truly letting go means that you are no longer attached to any ideas. You're no longer attached to anything in your head of how things should be or whatever you want out of life. It's just to be in the now, to let go. God's trying to carry you up this mountain, but you're grabbing on to things. You're holding on to things. But you just need to let go. Literally go with the flow. And it will guide you, naturally guide you to where you're meant to be. The best way to do that right now is to go in your mind, go in your head, and imagine all of your dreams coming true. Imagine that dream life. Imagine everything that you've ever wanted, and then let it go. And say, even if it doesn't happen, even if you don't achieve that, even if you never get anywhere near there, and you're stuck in your current position for the rest of your life, you're gonna be joyful, you're gonna be happy, and you're gonna know that God has a plan for you. We don't have to achieve all these worldly successes and these things that the world teaches you need to achieve, the money and the fame and the cars and the money or the attention, whatever it is. We don't need that to live our purpose. You can live your purpose right where you are right now, because our purpose here is to share the light of God with others. It's to help others, lift others up, and get them to realize the truth I'm telling you right now. Because once everybody realizes the truth that God's got you and you're good and you can be content with where you are right now, the world would be the most amazing place. There would be no violence, there would be no war, there would be no hatred, there would be no envy, no sin, because everybody would be living truly in faith, in love with now, in love with the climb. That is why we are here. And I know that life can be very difficult, and you might be going through things right now. It might be very difficult to just let go and be content with your circumstances when you can barely pay your bills, or you just lost somebody that you love, or whatever it is. But to live in fear is not from God. To live scared of tomorrow, scared of what might happen, is from the enemy. Fear is from the enemy. Any fearful thought, any anxious thought, anytime you feel that stress that it might not work out, that is not from God. And that's just proof that you are not living in faith. Because when you're in faith, you know that no matter what happens, no matter what position you're in, there's a reason for it. God will reward you. When you finally let go, God will reward you and show you that you never needed to hold on to that fear, that feeling that it might not work out, to that thought that your life is doomed, you know, because I've been there before. You know, it's a thing that tricks everybody. You think that all you have to do is believe that something's coming your way, something good's coming your way, and it'll come. And it does say that. I believe the verse is Mark 11:24. Believe that you have received it and it will be yours. Believe that you have received whatever you want and God will give it to you. And I feel like so many people hear that and they think all they have to do is believe that God will give it to them and they'll get it. But they still hold on to it. They never let go of it. They want it so bad. And they think that they're truly believing that they will receive it. But in my own life, I've realized that it's more than just thinking that you'll get it and you'll get it. You really do have to be okay with not getting it. That's really when you let go and believe. That's when you really have faith. That's when you really believe in something, because you're no longer attached to it. And I've realized that when you fully let go, not just of your desires, but of everything, even the things you don't want, God starts directing your path to your true purpose. And a lot of times we lie to ourselves and come up with our own desires, come up with our own ways we want to live. And I've done this so many times. That's a scary place to be, because you'll find yourself lost in your mind, wondering what you're doing wrong, because you feel like you're doing the right thing, you feel like you're believing and you're following your heart, but you're really not. You're still attached to some idea of how your life should be. So yes, have faith and believe that you have received it, but whatever it is, don't let your ego and your flesh decide that for you, because God's already decided that. God already has a plan for you, and He will reveal that as long as you accept your current reality. So this is a reminder to you watching this. If you're going through tough times right now, or just you're not satisfied with your life right now and you want more out of life, understand that once you let go, you step into true faith. And when you step into true faith, your life will change forever. Forever. You won't live another day wondering why you've ended up in this position, why your life isn't changing. You'll never have that feeling ever again. You'll wake up every day with a smile on your face, knowing that even in the darkest times, even in the most difficult trials and tribulations of our lives, there's a greater purpose behind it. And when you know that you're living such a big purpose, even when it doesn't feel like it, it's a magical feeling. And who doesn't want to wake up every day and just have that feeling? And there's nothing external in your world that's going to make you feel that way. There's no circumstance. There's nothing that you can obtain. There's no thing you can achieve that's going to make you feel that way, even though it might seem like that. It's just an illusion. I've figured this out the hard way. I've gotten things that I've always wanted in life, and it never did anything for me. It never made me feel a certain way. The only thing that's going to give you peace is God, and living in faith, and knowing that your days are special regardless of your circumstances. So step into true faith, because faith moves mountains.